guys. So today I'm going to go over some of the financial literacy stuff that is in the paper packet. So this right now is for only the paper packet. So hopefully what I'm doing here will help you. So I'm going to go ahead and let's look at it. So this is the quiz that y'all should be completing in your packet. The answers, or the place to put your answers, is in a Google form that is located on the Google Classroom. You will see paper packet, it's titled, and it'll say week of April 13th, which was Monday. So that's how you can find it. So just look at the dates and it'll always be dated week of whatever that Monday is. You have until Sunday night to complete this page and turn it in to the packets. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this first question on the quiz talks about using an ATM. So if we scroll back up towards the top, or at the beginning of the lesson, which is this page right here. I didn't count, but it was probably about 4 or 5 pages back. You'll notice things about debit cards and credit cards. Over here, off to the right, you also see QR codes. If you use your phone, the camera part of your phone, you can scan those. And watch videos. So please make sure that you're doing that. Those are very, very helpful. So first of all, debit and credit cards. If we look at it, credit cards, you can purchase items now and pay later. So this is money that you don't own. Purchase amounts can be limited by a credit limit. So it means depending on something called credit score, which is how financially responsible you are, will determine your credit limit. So for example, if you have bought things and you paid everything off on time and you've been doing everything you're supposed to do, your credit limit will be higher because your credit score is higher. It says the higher your credit score, the more financially stable you are. If I constantly made late payments, I had a car repossessed, which means I wasn't making payments, so the bank took the car back. Those are all things that would cause your credit score to drop, which means your credit score would be super low, therefore your credit limit would also be very low. Credit card signature is required when you make a purchase, and interest if the balance is not paid back. Interest is kind of similar to a tax. So credit cards, when you charge, if I say charged $100 and I didn't pay off the whole $100 by the end of that month, I get charged some interest rate based on how much money I still owe. So let's say I owe $100, I didn't pay anything, and my interest rate is 10%. That means now at the end of the month, I owe $100 plus 10%, which is an extra $10. So now I owe $110. Okay, next month goes by and I still didn't pay that off. So now I owe $110 plus whatever my new interest amount is, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up. So please make sure that you're paying them off. All right, debit cards. It's money that's withdrawn from a checking account. Those are oftentimes you can do at ATMs. Purchase amount are limited by the amount of money a cardholder's bank. So it means when I go to the ATM or if I go to the store, I cannot spend more money than I have. Where it's opposite of credit cards. Credit card says I don't have the money. That's like I'm borrowing. Debit card says I don't have it. I can't use it. A PIN or a 4-digit number is usually required. And you do not have fees to spend more money than's in your account, which we talked about. So when I come back here to the problem, or to the question, if I can get to it. 1, which of the following describes an ATM? So think about what you do while you're at the ATM. 2, Devin has a checking account at a local bank. His bank charges 50 cents for each debit card transaction. Last month, Devin paid $1.50 in debit fees. How many times did he use his card? So that's basically asking how many 50 cents are inside of $1.50. 3, Carrie is sewing a quilt. The quilt has 2 purple squares and 4 orange squares. And it says which one of these 3 is the same ratio. So remember, I could count up or I could simplify and go back. So I would think of all the different ways of what can I do to 2 to get to 4. Okay, we'll do it to a 1, and I already have 2, 3, and I see a 5. So think, what did I do to here to there? So what am I going to do every single time and find the one that matches the correct one? Credit score, again, number 4 says which of the following could improve your credit score? Well, credit score, again, is how financially responsible you are. So the more responsible you are with your money, the higher it gets. So read through those and see which one sounds like it would be more of a responsible person. Which one of these would make more sense? Number 5 is an inequality. It says which of the following saves at least 10%. So at least 10%. So think back, what does at least mean? Which inequality symbol? And then it says 10%. Well, that means 10% of 100. So that means 10% is how much out of 100? Well, it should be pretty easy. Plus, they all say the same thing. So which one means at least? Alrighty, let's quickly look at the other side. It says Paul's going to college where tuition for 1 year is $7,000. His parents will pay for $3,000. For $3,000. He has a scholarship for $2,000, and he earns $100 a week at his job. How many weeks does Paul need to work to pay for the tuition? Well, figure out how much does Paul owe, and then divide that by the $100 a week he makes, and that will be your final answer. So that one should be pretty easy. My suggestion on it is cross off zeros. Simplify where you can, make those numbers a little bit simpler to use. All right, number 7. Claire's going to a university where tuition is $18,000. She has a scholarship for $5,000 per year. She earns $500 per year at her part-time job. She'll take out a loan to cover the rest. How much money will she have to borrow? Well, if it costs $18,000 for a year, and she got a scholarship for $5,000, and she makes $500, think about what do I need to do with these numbers? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide them to figure out how much she still owes. So just do the math and you will get your answer pretty easily. Number 8. Ernie earns $1,000 a year. He works 45 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. How much does he earn per hour? So earn per hour. So that means money per hour. So take the 45,000, which is my money, and then a fraction bar. What does that fraction bar mean? Remember, it means to divide. So I'm going to take 45,000 divided by 45, and then take that answer and divide it by 50 to get my final answer. So get that math done. Again, I would simplify by crossing zeros off where you can. Work smarter, not harder. And number 9, a pet doctor earns $82,000 a year. The assistant earns $22,000 per year. Suppose they both work for 10 years. How much more would the assistant earn than the doctor? Well, first of all, you got to look, what's the difference in prices? So the difference in price for 1 year, oh, that's a 22. How much is this? And this is the for 1 year. And then figure out what do you need to do to figure out what's the difference after 10 years. So again, I'm gonna let you do the math. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or one of your teachers, and make sure you ask for help. So on the, again, in the Google Classroom, you have the spot to put all of your answers. So please make sure you do so. Again, if you have questions, ask for help. Good luck.